This video is presented by the EA Creator Network. Thank you to EA for giving me an early access copy code to The Sims 4 Lovestruck. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel today, and we are doing yet another Created Sim video, and today we are creating a bunch of Sims called the Lovers Until the End of Time with Nyla Law, DeMario Law, Cecil McElroy, Colby Stevens, and Jude Stevens. And if you remember my video that I posted yesterday, I was talking more about, Nyla Law and DeMario Law with their backstory of how they became to be, where they've been married for 12 years but have known each other for 17 years. But in their marriage, things started to go a little bit south, with Nyla being a little bit more jealous of DeMario cheating on her for the past 5 years of their marriage, where DeMario goes to town to sim, chats them up, gets to know them, see what they're like, because he loves a lot of different things when it comes to his turn on and turn offs, but also his likes and dislikes. But the thing is though, Nyla and DeMario have had this history for so long, nearly 20 years, that they can't seem to break apart. They know that they're good for each other, but also bad for each other in some similar way, but neither of them have the heart to tell each other that this is not working. We need to do something different. And Nyla Law has these very interesting traits where she has this idea that if she wants to keep DeMario, she has to make sure to find something familiar for him to recognize in their home, to know, hey, I know what's going on, you need to stop, we need to figure this out, or things are about to get a little bit messy. And so Nyla Law is romantically reserved, kleptomaniac, and a bookworm. And the reason why Nyla is romantically reserved, she has a hard time figuring out love, and so she wants to be able to build a solid emotional connection before jumping headfirst into romance. And she's been like that her entire life before she met DeMario. And when she met DeMario, she was able to go on get to know you dates, go on a few of them actually with him, about 5 get to know you dates before she was like, okay, maybe he's the one. And so when they went on the get to know you date, they fell in love, emotionally connected very, very well. They were very compatible, and they were like, let's go ahead and get married. Or he proposed, and then they got married a couple of months after that. And since then, they've been married for 12 years now, and it feels good. But the thing is, Nyla has this compassion, this compulsive energy towards her, where if she's doing something wrong, she has to steal something from her significant other. And so every time that DeMario goes over to any of his relationship places, she'll steal a painting or a bed or a lamp or anything that is catching DeMario's eye. Instead of hiding, quote unquote, hiding the people, she'll go ahead and steal those things from those houses and put them into their own home. And so their house is basically a bunch of stolen items from DeMario's past love affairs. And that's just straight up messy beyond all reasons, because whenever I ever play The Sims, I think about how can I make their lives better, but also how can I make their lives worse with the story that I'm trying to tell. And these two lovers, they're not enemy to lovers, they're not lovers to enemies, they are lovers who have a very complicated history. And whenever you see or play Sims, you ever have this moment where your Sims are so deeply connected towards each other, romantically and friendly wise, but also they have this interesting family dynamic and even romantic dynamic that you don't want them to split, because you know that they are end goals that will last for a long time. And that's how I can see Nyla and DeMario. The thing is that Nyla wants to be able to fix DeMario of his passion of dating other people outside of their marriage, but she doesn't want to get divorced. So they are going through couple counseling, and they're meeting this new Sim named Valentina, who lives in the new world, who's a part of the romantic consulting career. And I find that things are working well, but DeMario has to put his 100% into this relationship for it to work, or everything will literally blow up in his face and also Nyla's face. And when you think about it, DeMario is like a Don Lothario of Ciudad Emirata, but nothing like Don Lothario in that sense. Even though he is jealous, a bit of perfectionist, and a bookworm, he has this like compulsive idea that he wants it's his way or the highway. It's like my way or the highway, get it together or not at all. And so they kind of work together in that sense that Nyla wants to keep him forever and he wants to have a perfect relationship, but hasn't found like that one trusting person he can rely on. And I think with both of them, they needed friends. They needed friends to tell them from right from wrong, but also find ways to have another relationship outside of theirs. And so that is why Colby Stevens and Jude Stevens, who's a child, but also Cecil McElroy, they're kind of like the voice of reason. They go to their friends, hang out with them, talk to them at the park, at the gym, being able to do assignments together, whether it's like babysitting Colby's child, Jude, or going on random get to know you dates or just family friendship dates, I guess. But Colby Stevens, he is actually an engineer at level 5, and he is super talented, super smart, that he actually is a single father. And he has a son named Jude Stevens, who is extremely creative, very, very smart at everything that he has ever done in his entire life. That when I've been able to create these Sims, I went in the game and gave them already preset skills, careers, relationships, and everything. And so when you download Colby Stevens, Jude Stevens, Cecil McElroy, and DeMario and Nyla Law, they'll already come with those pre-existing things that you can play with them with stuff to do without having to figure out how I'm going to play with them with the story that I created. So Colby, he's like that voice of reason, and so is Cecil, which you'll see later at the end of this video. But Colby met DeMario and Nyla Law when they were kind of new to the town of Ciudad Emerada, where they knew that they needed help, but they didn't know how to do it. Colby was working as a part-time bartender for a couple of years before he, had his son. And the thing is though that DeMario is also a very, very talented bartender. And Colby taught DeMario how to do all this bartending 12 years ago. And so 12 years ago, before he had his son and before, the whole marriage thing kind of all started, DeMario was looking for a job to pay all these bills, and so Colby trained DeMario in that sense. And I really love the family dynamic between the two. I would find that DeMario and Colby are like brothers from another mother, where they can rely on each other for anything at all. And so when DeMario and Nyla got married, they were like two peas in the pod. Colby was the officiator. He was there through thick and thin, from the ups and downs, through everything that DeMario and Nyla have ever been through. He was there to give them the advice, the support, the energy, anything they ever needed, money, clothing, housing, anything. He was there for them. He even allowed them to stay at the bar overnight because he technically owned the bar, and they had a little upstairs bedroom that he just stayed in for a couple of times for them to stay because they did not have a home. But now that they do have a home, all things are well. But here's the thing, this is where Cecil kind of comes into play in the whole voice of reason, lovers until the end of time scenario that I've created in my head mostly, is that Cecil McElroy is a transgendered female, and their pronouns are she, her, and also they, them. Cecil McElroy is a master chef and is currently at level 8 of their career. They are romantically reserved, non-committal, and a foodie. Now, here's where Cecil kind of came into the play. Yeah, when DeMario and Nyla Law were getting married, they wanted to hire a caterer. And so they hired the first person that they knew that looked very skilled and would work very well and would not give them any judgment for like food modifications or venues or people or whatever. And so Cecil was like, yes. Even though that Cecil is non-committal, she could actually connect with Nyla Law because they are both romantically reserved, where they do need to have that emotional connection before diving in headfirst into love. Cecile has never been married, has been in several relationships in the past like 60 some odd years, but nothing really actually stuck because every single time people were getting close to Cecile, they kind of broke her heart. But also at the same time, Cecile was like, I don't like you. You're crazy. You have too many red flags, too many things that turn me off, that I'm not here for it. So Cecile kept to herself and has found inner peace with her relationship personally in her mind, and her friendships has kept her whole and happy and content. And so Cecile creates love through the food that she creates, is working on building her own restaurant one day, and also wanting to hire some type of musical artist or painter to make art for her restaurant. And that's where Nyla Law comes into play. She's a freelance artist and makes art for a living. So co-collaborating with Cecile for art and food. All I can say is that the voice of reasons from Cecile and Colby and Nyla and DeMario and even Jude. Jude's just a child, but he's 12 years old and he's so smart at what he does already, that everyone is helping each other in every single way, whether they need, support, just talking, or need a place to stay, food, clothes, mentoring, tutoring, babysitting, whatever it is. They all 5 of them need each other. And I think love comes in different ways. Friendship love, romantic love, whatever it is love, and you all know that these Sims will be the end of time. And like I said, the lovers till the end of time. But with all that being said, I will definitely be uploading these Sims to the gallery for you all to download. They'll be under the hashtag SpringSims and LoveStruck Singles, alongside my origin ID, which is also SpringSims. So either or, you can check them out there. But do also check out the charity fundraiser that we're doing for PCRF, Palestine Children's Relief Fund, where a bunch of Simmers are coming together and fundraising for one collective cause. As of right now, we have raised over $130,000 raised for PCRF, and we are not ending anytime soon. So definitely check out all the links down below in the description or my pinned comment. And yeah, so with that being said, I hope you all enjoyed it. Go ahead and comment, rate, and subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye!